And we're back in the world of Tomb Raider, and we are finally moving on to the Egyptian chapter. There she is, flying down into what looks like someplace in Jordan, potentially. It looks like that same place in Indiana Jones, and I think that's a perfect type of location, really, for an adventurer such as Lara Croft, who was very heavily based on Indiana Jones and basically is the female Indiana Jones to begin with. But anyway, here we are, yes, in the Egyptian chapter. Now, I've got a kind of funny relationship with the Egyptian chapter in general, and I think it's that I have a kind of funny relationship with sandy, brown, and yellowy looking locations in film and media in general, really. I don't particularly like them, to be honest. Though the caveat to that, and why it's kind of a weird relationship, is that I do then conversely really like sandy kind of locations in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s in film. So, such as, you know, the likes of Indiana Jones when he goes to Cairo. I love that vibe. The Mummy film from the 2000s, the early Mummy film. Like, I really like those types of sandy locations, kind of treasure hunting and that type of vibe I'm into. So, in a way, Lara's adventure here in Tomb Raider is very much like that. But I still have this funny relationship with it that for Tomb Raider, because it's set in a modern time, like it's set contemporaneously of the time they were made, like it's a 90s game essentially, I think I prefer Lara in like future locations, you know, like by that I mean locations like civilized locations, cities and stuff like that. I really vibe when she's in like places that we walk around in every day, because, you know, like, how much of us often get to explore Egyptian temples and sandy old hotels in the middle of the desert and things like, you know, it's just a thing that doesn't really exist as much as easily anymore without the civilized world kind of encroaching in and ruining it. Anyway, that's an extremely long and detailed introduction there to the Egyptian levels. Can I get up here by doing this? No, I cannot. Okay. Yes, but anyway, I am looking forward to seeing what the team Aspire has done here with the textures, because this is an interesting one as well, where the original iOS textures, the textures that Aspire did for the mobile. Oh, we just got a glimpse of the Sphinx, I think. I'm gonna just take a little jump down there. Oh, it looks so good already. And you can't even, you barely see it in the original game. Oh, that looks very cool. But anyway, as I was saying, yeah, the textures in the mobile version that Aspire did like a decade ago, I think they kind of got lazy at this part of the game and kind of didn't put as much effort into the textures. So the textures don't look as good later on in the game as they do earlier on, right? A Jaguar. I think it's a Jaguar. If it's not a Jaguar, it's a Jaguar. It has to be Jaguar. Whoa, come on, Lara. Deal with the Jaguar. Why is the Jaguar not dying? Oh my god, stop running around in circles. Holy smokes, they're like the most powerful enemies in the game thus far. The bosses have nothing on them. Okay, I think there's a lot of items in this level as well, I get the feeling. But anyway, yeah, so I'm interested to see how they have finally upgraded this level. Wow. I have to say now, that statue looks pretty cool. That's not a Sphinx though. That's not the Sphinx. I think that's like the next level or the level after. But as far as I remember, the Egyptian level and the Egyptian chapter and the next chapter afterwards are quite short. That looks class. I just like I'm sorry, I love, like, really love old polygonal simple 3D models, and it's just how janky and like memey that looks in comparison. Right, we have an Atlantean being by the looks of it, covered in mummy. Covered in mummy fucking... I don't know what you call them. I was gonna call them robes, but they're not robes. What are they called? Cloth? Wrap? Mummy wrap? Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just with Tomb Raider, when it comes to the kind of tomb raiding itself, I actually don't think I find it all that compelling. I think I'm just way more into the... or going around locations that I could go around myself, like Venice and London and... yeah, well, we can't all go to Area 51. Spoiler for the third game. Yeah. Also, I didn't really go into much detail about the actual story of the game since I've started the game, and it's probably too late in the series to do that now, but I might as well try to give my 2 cents about... right, we need a key for that door. I might as well try to give my 2 cents about the whole thing. At the very start of the game, Lara, as far as I can tell anyway, and I'm basing this... I haven't gone too deep into the lore of Lara Croft, like, I know my bits from over the years from playing. But so, Lara is basically an established treasure hunter at the start of the game when she's sitting inside that restaurant or hotel where Larson comes in then and hires Lara through Natla, Jacqueline Natla. She obviously doesn't want to meet Lara in person to help her find the pieces of the Scion. But then obviously, as we met, then we re-met Larson when we found the first piece of the Scion, and it looked like Larson basically double-crossed us and was trying to steal that piece of the Scion off us then. And he kind of, because he's not very... Larson's not very smart, of course, and even Natla knows that. Shut it, Larson. So, yeah, Natla sent Larson to double-cross us to get that piece, and then he let slip that Natla also sent another kind of amateurish treasure hunter to find the second piece of the Scion. And that, of course, was Pierre the Litterbug. And we've, of course, dealt with him now, and we are... now moving on to Egypt, where apparently the last piece of the Scion that we need is. And of course, we're also probably going to, at some stage, have to deal again with Jacqueline Natla. Now, I don't think at this point in the game it kind of has revealed Natla's intentions. Obviously, if you've played the games before, I'm sure you're well aware of Natla's intentions and everything. But for any of you that have been watching along and are still have never played Tomb Raider, which I think is highly unlikely, but yeah, we'll save that little reveal for the time that it comes up as to what her actual intentions are. I think you can go behind this. I feel like I'm walking around like a headless chicken. Yeah, I have a feeling you can get up there. Maybe you can get up there from the other side. Also, yes, I'm absolutely waffling on. That pole requires 4 differently shaped objects as well to move on. I presume it's to open that door. So, we will climb up here. This is where we're going. And then we're going to climb up here. Or at least we're going to go over there to climb up there. Very good. The stone texture there really sells the stone vibe. Like, yeah, that's good. I like the stone texture there now. I'm quite impressed with the stone texture, actually. Come on, Lara, you can surely walk through there. Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can, and we can get into the head. I'm just calling this a Sphinx, but it's not a Sphinx, but we can get into the head of this rather large Sphinx thing, and we have found a lovely shaped, very cool shaped key. This one we can see quite clearly, because it's lit up. Ow. That was a waste of health. Right, and the key, of course, then can be used under the Sphinx thing, which that's what I'm calling it, as I said. And we can move on. The Sphinx key. Lovely stuff. Okay. Again, they've made some good changes. It's all good changes. The stone texture really sells the feeling of stone. Oh god, this room. There's just some rooms in Tomb Raider 1 that are really memorable to me, and I'm not quite sure why they stayed so memorable. Again, the statues, the difference between the low poly and the new versions is insane. It just makes them look like a meme, totally like janky, you know. But I still like the old ones, to be fair, but they're however. Yeah, for some reason, like my first full playthrough of this Tomb Raider game, actually, funnily enough, for some reason this room just stuck out in my head. Because I remember the first time I was playing Tomb Raider, this was the furthest I had gotten to that point ever playing this game. And the time I was playing it inside this very same room, actually, that I'm in right now, except in a different corner on my old family PC, which is behind me. And on the other corner I had a TV, and basically my family were out, and I was basically watching a TV show whilst playing the game. I was just on in the background, or a movie, I mean, and the movie was a film called Darby O'Gill and the Little People. And I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, but it's an old Disney movie with Sean Connery in it, of all people. I get the feeling I should explore down there just to make sure that there's no items to pick up. Yeah. And I just remember kind of playing through the movie, or playing through the game while the movie was on, and then getting to the end of the film as I was getting to the end of this level. And then the following day, I went to play the game again to finish off the game, and I played more of it, and I turned over to the same channel that Darby O'Gill was on the previous day, and Darby O'Gill and the Little People was on again for some reason. And so I rewatched the movie with the game while I was playing it. And yeah, that's my very strange story of how Tomb Raider 1 is linked forever in my head to Darby O'Gill and the Little People. And also kind of funnily, or coincidentally really, I like that. Now that's nice. That's a nice little window joint. There's a key in there, and then you want to get in there. I love games that do that. I don't think enough games these days do that type of thing, where they show you an object that you can't get to, and they're like tantalizing you with it, and then you're driven to go, how do I get into that room? But yeah, the funny thing about, the coincidental thing about Darby and Darby O'Gill is that Tomb Raider obviously was created in the town of Derby in England, and it's just a strange coincidence. Okay, I think I should save the game for some reason. I just get that feeling. And getting that feeling, save early, save often. And we'll go for a second save. That room looks, like, to me that room looks brilliant still in the old graphics. Like, I like it again, as I said, I don't really need to give that caveat. I don't think I can make over to there, to that jump via that way. Right, okay. Well, I know one thing anyway about this room, and I know that there is a secret in this room. More beautiful textures. Let's see, have they done a good job here? I think they have. And like, all this stuff is really cool. It's just brilliant how they've gone about all that. Right, look at the cool cat statue. Right, so yeah, they're gold floors, and of course, the secret, the first secret in this level, in a kind of a very easily reachable area. There we are. That's the first secret. Not hard to find at all, actually. Okay, let's take a jump out here and continue on. Ah! They completely removed the statue. Ah. They left the shadow, but they completely forgot to put it in. There's another little glitch. I believe there's a, like, I'm playing this before they've released any updates so far to the game, and I believe they are working currently on an update, which I presume they'll patch a lot of the stuff that has been talked about in the community, and I'd say that is going to be one of them, because I think I saw a picture or two of that on Reddit, of that missing statue. But anyway, yeah. I kind of like that there's a lot of like little things like that are just wrong with it, because none of those are like a bad, to me, like none of those are bad things at all, actually. And it just shows as well that it was created by a small team, and I think they put so much care and effort into the game anyway, that like any small little shortcomings like that are totally fine, like, because they've done such a good job overall. This looks like a pressure pad, but it also looks like it possibly is a trapdoor. Okay, let's go swimming. Let's go swimming. Nothing over there. Just beautiful green water and a lovely switch down the end of this tunnel. Red and green, like Lara's just completely red. Why is she red when the surrounding water is green? Right, there is the sting of a beautiful Lara theme. Do you know, I was thinking the other day as well, is that a texture in the original? Totally never noticed that. So I noticed about the theme the other day, that little harp melody it plays. Bum 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 bum. It sounds very, very like Riders on the Storm by The Doors. Riders on the Storm. Like, Nathan McCree there, totally influenced by a seminal 60s rock band. Okay, I suppose I don't have to kill that crocodile. Do 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 do. Into this house we're born. Did we ever find out actually in, like, because I know Lara became this kind of such a big figure of like popular culture at the time that like people were kind of treating her like as if she was a real person, and they were, you know, people were asking like, what kind of music does she listen to, what kind of, you know, like what does she do in her off time, where does she like to go to holidays, what's her favorite meal and stuff. Did we ever find out what Lara's favorite music was? I think they, at the time of the movie came out, the 2001 movie, which by the way is an excellent movie, totally 100% underrated movie and should not be considered a bad movie. Second movie, no, I will agree, is not great. But yeah, the original Tomb Raider film. Why is there a hole in that wall now? Just gonna have a quick look over here. Like, I know that she was in a U2 music video. Alright, that's just showing back out there. And it's showing that there are shotgun shells on top of that plinth thing. So I'll have to remember that. But yeah, so, like, I think they kind of shoehorned in that U2 were like one of her favorite bands or something. Actually, I wondered, I have that Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness guide. I wonder, do they say anything about the music she likes in that? Yeah, here inside the book, actually, it said, huge interest in Lara from the media drove E. Dawson Core to produce a Tomb Raider style guide, an A4 binder containing official images and artwork of Lara and invented personal details about Lara and her history. Information on how to obtain exclusive shots of Lara, posed in any way you wished, led to numerous images of Lara gracing publications throughout the coming years. So yeah, they did kind of like create a massive kind of like whole history and kind of like as if she was a real person, which I think like it just shows you how big of like a cultural impact Lara Croft was actually on like in 90s entertainment. It's such a really, really cool book. I know you can't really get an idea for it there, but like there we go, look, Lara profile. She's looking great. Right, so what does it say here? Let's see. What kind of music does Lara like? So here we go, yeah, look, favourite music, brought up to appreciate classical music, but having been a guest on U2's Pop Mart tour, has since become a fan of their music, introduced to the sounds of Nine Inch Nails, apparently, by her auntie, and considered this good, easy listening. She finds trance music in general good for training. Her favourite foods, despite being a proficient cook from her days at finishing school, and having sampled most of the exotic delicacies in the world, Lara usually opts for beans on toast when at home, so she's just a beans on toast girl, really, to be honest. She apparently weighs 9 stone 4. She is a 5'9" tall. Her blood group is AB negative. She was born in Wimbledon, Surrey, apparently. And yes, of course, her date of birth was February 14th. Super, super interesting. They give all this stuff like education, private tutoring, 3 to 11, Wimbledon High School for girls, 11 to 16, and so on and so forth. I really like this book. And what's funny is, so like I had this book as a kid. I got it when I was like on a family holiday in some small town in Ireland, and it was just like in a newsagent's there. That's cool. That's totally like a thing that as a kid you'd go, oh, do I need another pot? Is that some kind of secret or something like that? Can I shoot the pot? Can I shoot the pot? I'm terrible for jumping over points. Sometimes I wonder if I have like ADHD or something. Probably don't. But anyway. So yeah, I got that book inside just a newsagent's, and I used to bring it into school all the time because I just, for whatever reason, I was a kid and I just used to love video games so much. I think I wanted to draw something from it in art or some kind of thing like that. And the sad thing about it then is that unfortunately either somebody robbed it in school, or I just left it and it got misplaced or got, you know, chucked into the bin or something like that, which is obviously very sad. But yeah, in the end, it was gone, and I just thought about it many times over the years. Can I jump up there? Many times over the years anyway, I kept thinking about it, kept going, oh, I'd love if I could get that book back. And then I found a guy on YouTube at the time that just had a video of it on YouTube, like, and I basically just said to him in a comment, this is about 12 years ago probably at this stage, said to him in a comment, are you selling this by any chance? Can I buy it off you? And he actually got onto me and he said, yeah, no problem. So he actually sold me the book for like nothing, and I was just delighted. And it's like, it's one that you don't see very regularly come up. It's not like a super rare book or anything, I don't think, but it's just one of these things that doesn't really come up for sale very often. And it's a very kind of fully fledged history actually of Tomb Raider, even though it says it's a Angel of Darkness companion book. It's more to do with the history of the series really, and just it has all those interesting little tidbits that have always stayed with me throughout the years. And that copy is in way better nick as well than mine was. I think this is what I'm supposed to do. This looks like a jump Lara could make, but there's only one way to go about it, and that is to save the game before I do it. I don't know, I just have no confidence in playing on a controller. Lara seems unwieldy on a controller, I feel. Now I know that might be sacrilege to some of you who grew up as PlayStation 1 diehards when it came to playing. Oh great, wonderful. Jesus. Right, I think it's time I probably used a few old shotgun bullets, right? Ah, come on. Okay, let's do this again. One more time. Can I get through the door this time without falling and dying? Right. Jesus Christ, the amount of health that those things take off, and they push hard, like. Right, the shotgun is definitely being used to deal with this dude. Oh my god. Talking about an annoying enemy in a small location. Okay, that's super cool. Slightly changed. Oh, and it's flipped. Why did they decide to flip that now? It's strange. Okay. I presume this does something. Okay. It unlocks a ceiling hatch. Through... Oh. Oh my god, I nearly fell off. Through here. Although I do want to try to get across to that platform over there as well at some stage. Or was I already up there? I think that's the other platform I was up to, no? No, I wasn't. I wasn't up there yet. Wasn't up there yet. I don't think so, anyway. Might be wrong. I was over there. I was over there. Okay. Scary platforms, as always. Welcome to Tomb Raider. Yeah, that's the one with the two little tables. Okay, cool. Okay, I remember this room. They've slightly changed the color scheme. It's more an emeraldy kind of green rather than a bluey teal. And that always, to me, looked like it would be some type of mirror to bounce light off. And of course, like, you know, it just reminds me of The Mummy and other films like that use that. Do you know, you go into like an Egyptian temple of some description and you know, you have to bounce the light around the room and it somehow opens some special door or something like that. Okay. Right, well, I can obviously go back down now to the cat and see how the cat statue is getting on. But first I want to do a jump over here because I know from experience that not only is there an item or two over here for me to pick up, I should probably check around the side as well just to make sure. Take a careful walk around there. Have a look down. More great changes. I know that there is another secret down this direction which I am going to go get. Okay, Lara. Ooh. She took that right at the edge, didn't she? Okay, we've got a small health pack. I think by the end of the game, like, as I said, I've never gone for a secret playthrough in any of the Tomb Raider games. Ever. I've picked up some over the years, and the kind of what the secrets do as well kind of changes the games go on, which we'll get into. But in the first game, it seems to me anyway to be just largely items that you can pick up, and that is it. Right, so there is, as we can probably see in the video over there, we've got some Uzi ammo. So what we need to do is we need to save the game yet again, because that's what we do. Save it in a new slot for safety's sake, just in case I need to go back for any reason. She literally jumped off thin air there. Did I not kill you? Where'd you come from? Right, well, I will deal with you. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, should alligators be harder to kill, not easier to kill, than like jaguars? Okay. Lovely stuff, and we can finally go down to our little cat friend, who's looking quite cool as well. Nicely 3D modelled. Very faithful. Okay, there's a little block to fall down there, so I'm going to do it the safe way, or as safe as I know how. It's cool as well, like, so that's obviously a column, but it's like a flat column, and then they've made it bow out in such a pleasing way that just, again, it's all so subtle, but very, very true to the vision. Or at least it feels very true to the vision. And like, as far as I know, based on, like I said earlier on, I said it actually in the first episode of the game, that one of the developers of the game, Judith Gibbons' brother, who was he was the lead, I think, programmer and lead maybe designer on Tomb Raider 3. He wasn't on the original team, I don't believe. He may have been, but ooh. Well, there we go. I'm glad I saved that game. Anyway, yeah, so it was Martin Gibbons. Judith Gibbons' brother was one of the programmers, and then I think one of the leads on Tomb Raider. He was a programmer on Tomb Raider 3, maybe lead programmer, and then I think lead designer, or at least certainly one of the leads again for the next 2 games after that. But like he said, he had a small bit of contact, with the Aspire team that were making the game, who, like, the more and more information that has come out about this particular team that have made this game, it seems to all be like really high up, like, fans in the community, basically, which is why what Embracer Group did with Aspire to make this game. They've kind of like done the right thing. It's like a win for the industry for a change, you know, to actually get people that care about the product and care about the property to do their best job for the property. Ah, cool. That was kind of like a dark room, and then we've opened up a bit of light into it. The light, I think, is dynamic. More cats. But, yeah, like Martin Gibbons said that he was contacted by the team, and they were like, oh, can you just send over the source code there for the 3rd game, as I said back in the first episode. And he was just like, no, I'm not going to be doing that. Like, this is my work. Unless I'm getting paid for it. So I just think that's kind of interesting that, like, you'd wonder, did they contact any of the other team members from the older games? Was I, like, losing no health there? That's very weird. I was being pushed around but losing no health. Hang on now. Maybe I should use the magnums or the shotgun here, just to get these, like, oh my god, there's 4 jags. Whoa! The health. Right. Lara just casually murdering a whole pride of jaguars. The jags, like I'm calling like Jeremy Clarkson. The jag. The jag. Lovely changes again. Yeah, did they contact any of the older members from the other teams of 1 and 2, say, for any kind of insights into what their intentions were for the game, whether it be the texture artists or anything like that, or was it just completely on, you know, their own kind of like fan take on it? And I don't see why more companies don't do this all the time. Like, it makes no sense to me that a company like Konami, right, which has great properties, Silent Hill now, of course, they're doing something with Silent Hill now, like Silent Hill, Metal Gear Solid, Castlevania, amongst much else. Like, there's so many games that company has to their name, Konami, and they do very little with those properties. What was that noise? Something reclosed or closed again. Oh, some door opened with more jaguars. Jags. Right, I think I can make that jump. But yeah, why don't they just all start licensing out these properties to fans to make, like, officially licensed versions of the game? Maybe give them a small bit of money, like small teams, and just make games that are like this, with older styles that are quicker and easier surely to make than like a AAA title, and can be made with the love of a fan community where, you know, the best and brightest in the fan communities, by the way, that's another secret there behind the cat, can, you know, get to actually utilize these properties which they probably already love. And then they'll come out with games like this that are actually really true to the, like, intentions of what the original games were, and you know, everybody's happy. Like, everybody's happy at the end, because we get to all play Tomb Raider Remastered 1 to 3 in a really positive way. And again, like, the same, they did it with Crash Bandicoot, they did it with Spyro, but like, they were bigger releases. They obviously put more budget into them because they're complete remakes. I don't know why I'm going back in here, but did I miss something, or did I not? Did I even go in here? I don't think I did. I didn't. Is that two of them or one of them? Wow, and they do, of course they do damage once you kill them. Huh. This room changes. This is another one of those changeable rooms. I don't know why I'm getting real Indiana Jones vibes from that there. Particularly Raiders of the Lost Ark. The scene where they drop Indiana Jones down into that tunnel section. Ah, come on. You can jump up there. Well, where Belloc drops him down in with the snakes. Just getting that vibe. I feel like I'm missing something, or I feel like I'm going the wrong way. I think I have all the secrets now, though. Yeah, so as you can see, here we are. Cool, right? Is that the location that I was looking through? It is. So there's the key. That's the key I was looking for. Lovely stuff. And there is a literal room full of sand. I know I'm just waffling on now about the whole thing, but with developers, I just feel like more developers can utilize these big properties that they have that they're not making anything anymore. Castlevania, like, why is Castlevania not being utilized more? It just makes no sense to me. Like, Castlevania has a relatively successful Netflix show with a younger generation, a younger demographic as well. So, like, people are into Castlevania. So make Castlevania games again, or at least license it out into different subcategory licenses. Like, right, well, that's the changing. I've just changed the room. Yeah, the raising and lowering of the sand. It's just stuck in my brain. A memorable enough level of Egypt, to be fair. But yeah, like James Bond is another great example of a property that I feel is always being underutilized. Like, it makes no sense to me why there can't be a few different types of James Bond films or James Bond things being made on a regular basis. Huh. Right. She landed and lived. Very good. Okay, right. I'll go back downstairs now and see how the room has changed, because it has changed. But yeah, James Bond could be, like, spun out into a couple of different things. Like, I'm not saying do the thing that has happened with Disney where they've done too much with, say, like Star Wars, right? And it's just oversaturated. But, like, there are other types of properties. Like, video games is a place you can go into, and especially with James Bond as well. And I'm glad... I am glad that they are making a James Bond game that's not connected to any of the films. With IO, like IO are going to be making some type of James Bond game. Really looking forward to seeing what they do with the franchise, because I feel that they'll do very good with it. Hang on now. So I need to I have a key. What am I going to do with this key? Where was a place that I needed a key? I know I need to get back up stairs. There. I need to get back up there somehow. Or at least maybe that's a place I can drop back down to. So I need to get back upstairs. Back upstairs. Back upstairs. How do I get back upstairs? Okay, well, I just remembered I do have a key. I didn't quite see that actual lock on the thing, but I think this is the end of the level and I don't want to go through just yet, because there's one or two more items to pick up in this level. Unless that opens that grate over there. Well, that's the end of the level. I don't want to go through there, you see. Because I've missed a few things. Okay. Right, well, I'll try to get back up. Okay, well, I found one of the items that I was missing in a very dark tunnel in the new game. But I still have 3 more items to pick up, and one of them is actually back in the original location altogether. So how now do I get back up to that location if I need to? That is the problem, because it looks like I'm kind of stuck down here, unfortunately. Unless there's some switch that I'm missing, or that I can actually jump across from this location to that location. I think I can, because I previously jumped across from here to the other side. So yeah, I just have to give it a go. I probably should save the game, because why not? the city of Khamoon. There we are. Lovely stuff. Right, let's see where this... So I just realized that I just looked at where those last pickups... I know one of them is on top of that spire with the 4 things. And I just realized that I think I've missed 2 pickups right at the start, right? But then I thought, why is this... Like, why is this plinth thing here in this level with the door above it to drop down? So I was thinking maybe I can use the corner bug to get up here again and hope it works, but again, I'm not like an expert with the corner bug, so I'm not 100% sure how to get it right every single time. I've only ever used it on certain locations, I suppose. But it's a 45-degree angle and you stand in at a wall, and then she should start phasing into the wall a little. Or at least that's the hope. I think that's how you set it up anyway. It's a 45-degree angle, and then hopefully she should start going into it. But I don't know, do I have to be like facing this way? And the corner bug. And it's not like, it's not into an actual corner. It's not like here, like this, is it? So that is about 45-degree angle. Doesn't look like she's going into it. No. Get the feeling that I'm kind of a little goosed here, really, to be honest, because it would mean I'd have to restart the whole level if I want to get those 2 items, which is kind of annoying, unless I can successfully do this corner bug. Oh, go on. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Can I actually get up there? I don't think I can. I think it's too much. It's too high. Oh, and there's no other place that I can do a corner bug, I don't think, to get back up, unless there's one more location where I might be able to do a corner bug to get back up. Nope. It's not looking good. It's not looking good for me. It's looking like I'm gonna have to maybe restart this whole level, which sucks. Okay. Well, luckily, I'm after getting... this is why I keep rolling saves. Luckily, I don't have to do the whole level again. I've just got to do half of the level again. So, I was able to load my halfway through save and got back to this opening area to get these 2 items, which is great. I'm actually happy about that. Keep rolling saves. This is why you keep rolling saves. So, I've got 2 and I'm only missing the last one now. And of course, the last one is actually up on top of that little stone plinth thing. And I think the easiest way to get up there is actually to probably do... I could probably do corner bug just to get up there quickly. Let's try that. Let's try corner bug. Right. Let's try to do this successfully in the first go. Is that working? Usually it works like immediately if you've gotten it right. There we are, I think that's it. Don't fall off. Brilliant. There we are. Right, so that is the final piece of the puzzle. Right, now I just need to go back through the level again myself. You know, for the life of me, I can't figure out what's the point to that drop down hatch, so, because you can only open it after you've gotten down through here with the cat. The little cat area. So what's the point at all, actually? Like, once you come down here, you cannot get back up. And that hatch only opens after the fact. Actually, before I go, I'm just going to double check that I did actually pick up that medkit in this save. It's down the end of that hallway. Looks like I did. Right. Anyway, yeah, pointless hatch. Not sure what it's all about, but however, so be it. I just realized that I'm actually a little bit stupid. Partly I figured this out because I actually fell down as I was trying to get back to the main door, but there is actually a way back to the opening area, and that's by falling down here. So there you go. Now I have to go all the way back around again, and that's why the hatch door is there in this room. Now the hatch actually makes sense. Right, okay, lovely. Well, at least I'm figuring out how the developers made a bit of a design change. Finally, the hatch has some use. A little bit of a design there that's actually quite intelligent. And I'm glad to find out that the whole level is still available to be used, even if you do fall down. Brilliant stuff. Lovely. My stupidity actually figured out that the level designers are actually very smart. Okay, and here we are using the key on the final door, and we'll finally be allowed to actually go through and finish the level. Here we are. There is the city of Khamoon. Lovely. All secrets and all items as always, and why not? Anyway, ladies and gents, we're moving swiftly on to the next part of Egypt. And of course, I will see you again the next time on my continuing adventure as Lara Croft in the world of Tomb Raider Remastered. If you're enjoying this series, let me know. And yeah, I certainly am enjoying playing through the games in this remastered form. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Thank you very much and goodbye.